Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am doing 5 easy back to school hairstyles, and I hope that you guys can use these and that they will be easy enough for you guys to do, and they are made to stay in, look cute, and keep your hair out of your face. So that's today's video. I hope that you like it. If you do, make sure that you like it down below. Also leave a comment if you have any questions. Also make sure that you subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one or other modest young women Christian content. And I do style videos, hack videos, and clothing hauls and hair videos like this one. So I hope that you guys enjoy, and let's go ahead and get into the video. So I have 2 cameras set up, as you may see throughout this video. I have this camera here, and you know my mirror is here. And then I also have this camera, which will now pop up on screen here. We're going to be using the audio on this camera, and you guys can see the back view here and the front view here. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I also have my computer over here for notes. So the first hairstyle that we're getting into is what I call a double half up. You can also use clips for this. So I have a few options of clips. One is just like this regular clip in that you put like that. And then the other is like a snap in clip that you do like that. And these are really cute pearl clips. Whichever part you like best, you can feel free to do, but first we're going to start off by brushing our hair just to kind of get it all easy to use. My hair right now is just in a basic part, just a natural part that just fell into place. Also, by the way, these hairstyles are made for medium short to long hair. So if you have a almost medium-sized short hair length, then these should work for you. And if you have long hair, then these will definitely work for you. What we're going to do now is take a comb of some kind. So what I'm going to do is kind of a clean natural part. So this is my natural part here, as you can see, and it kind of just goes to the side a little bit. It's not quite straight. So what I want to do is I want to take the front of this and then make it straight all the way back. And we don't have to go down, we just need to go all the way back. So start off right at the front and then just pull it back and part the hair. Alright, then what we're going to do is rebrush it. Alright, this is much straighter now. And now we can start portioning off our 2 pieces. So I call it a double half up because it's like a halfway up to where you would take these front pieces and put them together, and that's a half up. But we're doing a double half up, so it's a little bit differently. It's basically a halfway up hairstyle on 2 sides of your head. But it turns out really, really cute. So what we're gonna do is start off with this side. I try to part my hair right where my ear is, and then I come off a little bit so that I have these side pieces here, and then from there I kind of go up and kind of go in a triangle up to this top portion here, but I don't go all the way back. So what I do is I start right past these little bang side pieces, and I just kind of go up and diagonally backwards. Then what I do is I take my other hand and I take the back of my part back here and I just go right over to the side. And then when those 2 pieces meet, then I pinch them and grab them with my hands. Now I don't always keep it like this. I sometimes will change it a little bit depending on how I want it. So I think I'm going to grab a little more. Just going to go up with that. Alright, so some people do this, and that's fine, but that will show you you're like a lot. So I'm going to come in a lot more, and then go up. Also, my dog is in the background, so yeah. Then once I have what I want, then I'm just going to brush this out. And I brush it mainly to get this top portion here smooth. And then I kind of push it back a little bit like this to where it has this kind of like bubble effect, just so that I can make sure that it's not extremely tight. And this is kind of the part that we're looking at over here on the side. So next I just have these hair bands here. And I try to use hair bands that are as close to my hair color as possible. So these little blackish, darkish, brownish ones. And we're just gonna basically ponytail this piece here. And I try to do like the top up right hand corner of my hair. So I kind of go up and over a little bit. And as much as possible you want to keep this ponytail of hair separate from the other hair. That's why I'm leaning back. So then I'm just going to tighten this. Like that. Just being super gentle with it because oftentimes this will like to bunch up at the top. But that is the first side. And I try to leave a little bit of hair on the sides here as well as kind of some overflow to kind of cover my ear some. So that's how I like to do that. And that is one side. That's our first side done, and now we're just gonna move on to the other side. And as you can see here, this is kind of more of a side-ish natural part. So it's not right in the middle. Personally, for my face shape, I don't like the middle part often. So I usually side or natural part. So that's what I'm doing here. And we're just gonna do the same thing on this left side as well. At this point, I usually have it to where I can just kind of thumb and grab, and then I get a really good starting point. But some of you guys can't do that, and that's okay. That's totally understandable. And we're just gonna leave a little bit of these hairs here. And then we're gonna grow in right here. So it's about halfway through my ear up here. And then what we can do is just kind of part that with our finger and bring it up to this back portion back up there. And then we separate our ponytail from the rest of the hair like this. Alright, and then if we were to put it up like that, you can tell these sides are different. So we don't want it to quite take that much hair because we have so much ear showing here. So just take a little less. Leave this down to kind of cover our ear a little more. Alright, so now that we have our hair, we want to brush it. And what you want to do here is you want to kind of make the angles. You want to make the ponytail pieces end at the same spot to where your head looks balanced. Even if your part is slightly to the side like mine is, you just want to make ponytails look balanced. So you want to try to make sure that you get these parts at the same portion if possible. Put this up. And again, we want it back and on the side. Now if you do them really on the side, then you're going to get like almost like a Barbie look, I feel like is what it's called. I like mine a little bit on the side, but I also like them back and on the side. I don't just want them on the side. This is the base of the hairstyle. Now, other options, you could keep it like this, which is what I usually do. You could braid these pieces that you ponytailed. You could also bubble braid them, which is really cute, which I'll probably do in another video, but there's definitely lots of options. Now at the end of this hairstyle, you may want to brush your hair through. Just make sure that you hold your ponytails in place before you brush them. Otherwise, you could end up pulling the ponytail down, and you'll end up with a really weird kind of pulled down look, and you don't want to do that. So, lastly though, if you have any sort of bumps in your hair, like I do up here, then you just want to take bobby pins and go in with that. Another thing that you can do with this hairstyle is just kind of press down and push up, and then you'll kind of get it fluffed a little bit and sort of naturalized, I guess. It'll make it more natural looking. So that's what I've done, and to make this look even better, you can take those clips that I talked about earlier and just place them right over those hair elastics or hair bands, and then you have this really cute look of the clips. And this is why it's super important to keep them balanced, is so that if you're going to put clips up, they'll look balanced. Alright, hairstyle number 1 is this hairstyle, double half up, and it's completely done. Alright, so my lovely camera over here has a timer off counter, a timer for when it records, so it cut off. So not sure how long ago it cut off, so sorry about that, but this is the first hairstyle completely done, and everything else is on this, and hopefully you guys can see some with the mirror. So sorry about that, you guys, but let's move on to the next hairstyle. Alright, so hairstyle number 2 is going to be more of a hack than an actual hairstyle, but the hack is a more volumized ponytail. If you've seen this hack before, don't hate me, but I do think it's worth mentioning. What you do when you do your ponytail, you can either keep it as a side part if you want super like boho and volumized, or you can do what I call a no part, where you just kind of bring it all back and no part. So if you were to do this kind of like boho style like we have here, then you'd want to, of course, bring up your hair into a normal ponytail. Some people are really good at just bringing their hair up without a brush, but I can never do it, so do what works for you. Use a brush if you need to, don't use a brush if you don't need to. And I'm gonna move this because it's going right into that window. Maybe this is a little bit better. Alright, so once you've brought your hair up into your ponytail, you're gonna go to put on your hair elastic. Alright, but the real tip is to press down and push forward to start. And then what you want to do is do another hair elastic. And this second hair elastic is going to help push up your hair. So you're just going to go in with another one. Do the same exact thing. Most people just kind of split their hair and pull. But what I'm going to do is kind of split that hair again. And then I kind of bring it up and pull at the same time. So I kind of push it up and pull out. And then with the second hair elastic, it'll kind of be pushed up and volumized. And then I just kind of take the hair and let it drop and kind of tease it a little bit like that. Push it out and push it over. Just lots of that to volumize my ponytail. And then lastly, I think you guys can see in the mirror on this screen, I just kind of claw my hand and just kind of push it up like it's actually curly hair, but it's really not. And then at the end, you end up with this volumized ponytail. And it's a little bit teased, but it usually looks really nice. The real hack is just kind of all the little pieces put together of, you know, the pushing up technique, tightening, the second hair elastic, and the claw technique. It's all kind of just the same type of thing, and pushing your hair like that. So yeah, that's the hack. Hopefully that's helpful. This is with the side parted look. You can also do a no part look. Say everything is the same except just the part is different. And just push forward, tighten it, pull up, and then pull out, and do that clawing technique as well. So that's that, and hopefully you guys like that one. Alright, so now we're going to go to the next hairstyle. And what we're going to do is it's very similar to this one. The next thing we're going to do is just put all of our hair up into a, what I call no part ponytail. And that's basically just when you kind of brush it back and up and just kind of do more of a high ponytail. I usually flip my hair over for this. If you don't, that's fine. But I most of the time flip my hair over for this. This is hard for me. Alright, I generally like to do a higher ponytail for these just because I think it looks a little bit better. And then I push it forward and I tighten it up. So same thing with the last one, except just one hair elastic at a time. And now we are going to braid it. So if you've never braided before, here's a basic tutorial. You just split your hair into 3 pieces, try to make it as even as possible, and then you go over and under with each strand. So over, and then that one goes under, but you're really just putting the outside ones over the middle one at all times, like that. I can do a more in-depth braiding tutorial if you guys like. Just leave a comment down below. Now my hair is kind of tapered, I guess, on the sides, so it's slightly different lengths. So mine doesn't always stay together, but you want to try to make your braid go as long as possible. So just stop and redo it if you need to, as necessary for your hair length. Just try to get it as long as possible. Alright, and then once you get to the end, I usually use just a little hair rubber band like I did in the first hairstyle. And I just do the end like so. And I usually just leave it like that. If you need to make your braid bigger, take these two pieces here and then just continuously go all the way down to the bottom and make it bigger like that if you need to make it bigger. So you just grab one higher on the right side and the next lowest on the left side. Just pull those pieces like that. Alright, and that's that cute hairstyle. Just really easy, simple, cute. Now, as I said, my hair is actually different lengths, so that's why you can see this kind of coming apart a little bit. It's this hairstyle. And depending on how long your hair is, you will either have a long braid or a really short braid. And this one just kind of like flies around. The next hairstyle is what I call simple double low buns. So again, the same thing that we did earlier with the double half up, it's going to be double low buns. So, and these are simple ones, so don't worry, they'll be totally fine, but they're also super cute. So I usually either do that like side natural part or I do a middle part, but again, I'm going to do a side natural part. So I'm just going to kind of side part my hair here, and what I usually do is I take my comb right in the center of my eye and just kind of go back like that. Alright, after you've brushed your hair, then you're going to want to continue your side part down the back of your head. So we're going to try to do this here. Alright, I'd say that's good enough. Alright, once you've parted your hair all the way down, then you have two sides. Now, I will let you know, if you do a side part like I'm doing, it can be a little bit tricky on the sizing of your buns because you have different hair amounts on the two buns. So you want to make sure that you do one tighter and one looser to make them even out on the sides. Whatever side you are not starting with first, then you just want to put that in a scrunchie just so that you can keep that hair out of the way and not have to worry about accidentally messing up the part in the back. So I'm just doing this. I'm going to start on this right side again. Alright, my camera stopped again, but I know you guys can hear me over here. You just want to put one side into your scrunchie and pull the other side all the way behind your ear. And what I'm just doing is I'm leaving out these little like bang pieces here. I'm just leaving out a few of those to have a little bit of face framing. I always like to have that. So after you get out these little side pieces, you want everything else to be behind your ear. And you're most likely going to want this all to be smooth, so you may want to use a comb or a brush to do so. Once you get it all back there, you just want to kind of smooth it out with your hands, make sure that everything seems good, no big bumps or anything. And then we're just going to use these two ponytail hair bands here. We're just going to bun it. So you're going to go around like you're going to do a ponytail, except on the third or the last loop that you do with that whatever tightness you need, you're barely going to pull it through. You're just going to do a little kind of nub thing like that. And then I pull mine out, I kind of stretch mine a little bit, and then you have this little nub in the back. You can make it smaller, just pull some of the hair back through and then redo it. If you need to restart it all the way from the beginning, that's fine too. Alright, so this kind of ended up a little bit bigger. If it comes out too much, then you can either take it out and redo it again, or you can actually bobby pin the sides of it down. Next, what you're going to do is there's two options for you here. You can either braid this first and then wrap it, or just wrap it. I'm going to keep this hairstyle as simple as possible, so I'm just going to start wrapping. So you're going to just take the rest of your hair here, and you're just going to wrap it around your little nub there. Be careful not to over pull on it to pull out your nub, but you do want to just twist the hair as you go to keep it kind of contained. Just kind of continuously go around the little nub there. Again, restart if you need to. Now if you have enough bobby pins for this, feel free to just bobby pin away, but I do not, so I'm going to just take another hairband, put that right over, and then you have your bun. Just a super cute little simple bun. And now we're going to do the same thing. So I kind of did this one minimally tight. I may need to redo it though because it is kind of large. But what we're going to do on this one is we're going to keep in mind that we want to make this one looser so that we can kind of get to that size. So what we're going to do is the same thing of getting our side hair pieces here, and then everything else gets wrapped behind the ear. And you don't have to worry about this side because it's all put away already. Just brush this down to make it smooth and bring it to where you want it, to where it's kind of even with this other one. And then you're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, put on your third. Just going to leave some space. Now this one I can do a little bit bigger because this one is bigger as well. And then we're going to take this. I'm just going to really loosely twist it. Just kind of put it around the bun there. And then I'm going to put the elastic around it. Alright, now as you can see, we have a very bad problem here. See how this one is so far out? This one is really nice and kept together. So this can happen very easily. So you want to just make sure that you redo it and just make it better the next time. Alright, so that placement looks good. When we wrap this around though, we want to make sure it's loose. Sort of loose. Also that we wrap it fully. Alright, so once you have your smaller one in place, you may need to go back and retighten the bigger one. And this happens a lot for me when I do this hairstyle all the time. When I do it for work, I have to do the same exact thing. So we're just going to go back in with the bigger one over here and tighten it up. And honestly, this is normal for me to kind of go back and forth between the two buns and redo them. And that's just so that I can get them as close as possible to the same thing. Alright, so my other card apparently is full, so what we're going to do is just use this one camera here. So the last step to this hairstyle is these two black scrunchies. And the reason that we're doing these scrunchies is to kind of cover up these little hanging pieces that are here that you can probably see in the mirror there, kind of flapping in the background. All of this stuff, it's going to fix that. You want your hair scrunchies to be either matching your outfit and two different colors of hair scrunchies, or these same color hair scrunchies. That's the first one, and then the second one. Just going to make sure you get all the hair into the hair scrunchie, kind of tie it all the way. And then that's that, and that's the cute hairstyle. And this hairstyle is meant to be messy. Now if your hair is like really sticking out like this one is, then you can always bobby pin that little bulge to the rest of your hair, and most of the time it'll look totally fine. There you go. I know this hairstyle can be a little bit more on the tedious side, but it does turn out really cute if you get it right. So just kind of redo each bun back and forth until they both turn out the same. And it doesn't take too long once you get used to it. It's totally fine. I'd never do my hair in this setup, so that could be why. Also, if your hair is like shorter or longer or dirtier or cleaner, then it's also going to kind of affect the hair as well on how it like stays together or falls out. Whatever your texture is of your hair too will affect that. So just work whatever works best for you. If you do have really short hair, usually what you can do with this is just kind of bun it. You know, at the step right before we started wrapping around, just keep your hair at that, and that usually looks really cute for short hair. So that's that hairstyle. We have one more, so let's go ahead and get into that one. Alright, and once again, we only have this one camera set up because the other one, the card became full. So I'm keeping my hair in the side part of the two sections of hair, and that's just to keep it really simple and easy for you guys. We already have this part in, so we're just going to keep it that way. So I don't really have an official name for this one. This one I call the halfway up braids and then flipped ponytail. So it's really kind of not, it's more of just like a braided flipped ponytail. It doesn't really sound right, but anyways, that's what it is. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take these two pieces and begin to braid them kind of into a ponytail. And then we're going to flip that ponytail, and then it's going to turn out really nicely. So I'm going to start off with this closest side to you guys over here. So we're just going to hair scrunchie this other side off. We're just going to take a little portion of it like right here. And it doesn't have to be too difficult, but you're just going to take 3 pieces and start braiding. So again, just follow that simple tutorial I showed you guys earlier. And I can always do a more in-depth video later. I didn't intend to French braid this, but I'm just doing it at this point. In the back here, we are just going over, and then on this bottom side down here, I'm grabbing a little bit of hair each time. And I'm just kind of continuing this a little bit longer. Alright, after you've braided it a little bit down, you can just kind of do that. Alright, and this is not going to stay like this, by the way. You just want to get the braid started. Alright, I'm going to show you guys better on this side because I didn't really show it too well on the other side. After you have one side out of the way in a scrunchie, then you're going to take all the rest of the hair onto one side of your head, and you are going to take 3 pieces. I usually start with the middle piece, and I take it right in here, okay? My next piece is going to be this one right over here. And then my third and final piece that I'm going to take is going to be like right up here. Alright. And then you're just going to braid it down. And now what I'm doing over here is I'm taking this strand with a little bit more hair. So I'm kind of French braiding it, except I'm not French braiding it on the top side. So I'm just taking a little bit more hair with this as I go back up. But on the top, I'm just going over. I'm not grabbing any more hair. This side again, we're going to grab some more hair. Up and over. And then on top, we're not grabbing any more hair, we're just going over. And then you just braid it most of the way. And then you're just going to put it in a scrunchie. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of bring them together. I'm just going to kind of bring these here, ponytail it, and as we do that, we're going to pull out the scrunchies. And then you can either comb or brush out the bottom. We're going to pull this out some, and then go up through the bottom your fingers to kind of create a hole like this. Hopefully you can see that. And then you're going to put your thumbs through that hole, and you're going to flip your hair over, and then it's going to kind of push down through that hole that you created. And you're just going to pull it on out like this, and then tighten that up. Alright, after you do that, if you need to at all, just take bobby pins and tighten down little pieces of the braid. And then lastly, what you're going to do is take a scrunchie and put it right in there. And there you go, that's the hairstyle. Alright, and that's the final hairstyle, and it is, as you guys could tell, just kind of braided and then flipped into a ponytail. I think it can turn out really nicely. I am definitely crunched on time today, so I'm really sorry. I would like to have made this video better. I first made the video and it just did not turn out right at all on the filming and the lighting, and it was just really echoey. So I decided to totally can that and just restart and do it in my bedroom instead of the bathroom, and this is a little bit better. I hope that you guys like this, and I will definitely try to make this the next one with more time. I'm definitely crunched on time today because I have to be somewhere very shortly, but thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys learned something new. If you did, be sure to like it down below. Also subscribe for more videos like this one and other Christian young women content and modesty and style and videos like that, and I will see you guys in the next video.